Hello, in this video we're going to look at section 8 of the Pearson Test of English General at B2 level. And in section 8 you have to write a letter, and it's in response to the reading that you just did in section 7. There's always a connection, as there will be in our example. So it's a short piece of writing, this. It's about 90 to 120 words, more or less, and it has to fit into the box. So if you've got really big handwriting, make sure that you control it so that you can fit everything in that you want to say. So let's look at our example and try to think about how to get the most points from this task. So here is our example. You have read the article about the writer Christopher Walker. Write a letter to the magazine giving your response to the article. Write about 90 to 120 words. In your letter, you should give your opinion about people having different hobbies. Say whether you think Mr. Walker will be successful in the future, and say what you like to do in your free time. Okay, so you don't have a lot of words here, but you do have a lot of content points. And if we remember the way that the assessment is marked, then we want to get those content points. We also want to get the formal requirements. So we have to obey the word count, and we have to write a letter. So the first things that we put down will be Dear Editor, or Dear Sir, stroke Madam, and then we go on. Then the content points. We have to say something about each of these three things. So let's say that we've got about 30 words to play with for each of them. First, you have to give your opinion about people having different hobbies. Do you have an opinion about that? It doesn't really matter. In the writing, you don't have much time, so it's really important that you just write straight away. So you want to write with your head and not with your heart. Don't spend time putting yourself on the paper. Don't worry about impressing the examiner with your personality. If you watched the last video about assessment, there was nothing there about your personality. I'm sure your personality is fantastic. If you're one of my students watching this right now, of course it is. It's brilliant personality. I would give you bonus points myself if I could, but I can't, which is a sad thing. So don't worry about making the examiner happy with your personality. Make the examiner happy with your language. So give your opinion. What's your opinion? Who cares? It's positive, let's say. So what's your opinion? You say, Dear Editor, I have just read your wonderful article about the magnificent, talented, handsome, desirable, sorry, I'm getting carried away here, writer Christopher Walker. I think it's great that people have so many different hobbies. It makes the world a wonderful place in which to live. So that addresses the first content point. Then you could say, I think Mr. Walker is bound to be successful in the future. Or you could say, I can't imagine Mr. Walker not being successful in the future, because he is so incredibly talented and creative and handsome and desirable. And sorry, I got distracted again. But it doesn't really matter what you say, as long as it's connected to the point and you use good English when you say it. Then you could use a nice linking word. So Mr. Walker writes in his free time. Maybe you don't write. So you can use on the other hand. So, Mr. Walker is a great writer. I, on the other hand, prefer to spend my time painting nudes of beautiful women, or, sorry, Distracted again. What was I saying? Well, it doesn't matter what you like to do in your free time. What matters is that you can write it in the letter. So change what your free time hobbies are so that it's easy to write. Choose something you know how to spell. And once you've done all of that, you've done it. 3 content points. Finished. Word count in the limits. The response format is a letter. You've used nice vocabulary. You've linked the ideas, so you've got your range. Your spelling is good because you only use words you know how to spell. And you drop in 1 or 2 nice adjectives. That helps with everything, doesn't it? And that's it. Get it done quickly. Move on to section 9. And we'll look at that in the next video. Thank you.